Hey there, my friend. Have you ever stopped to think about the stories tucked away in your memory? The ones that made you laugh, cry, or just sit back and say, well, I'll never do that again? Maybe it's the time you burned the Thanksgiving turkey or figured out how to fix a leaky faucet with nothing but a hairpin and a prayer. After 60, we've got a treasure chest of experiences, don't we? And here's the thing. Those moments aren't just good for a chuckle over coffee. They're packed with wisdom that can light the way for us now, keeping us strong, happy, and connected as the years roll on. I've been thinking a lot about this because honestly, I believe we've got so much to share, not just with the young folks, but with each other. Life after 60 isn't about slowing down. It's about living smarter, using what we've learned to make every day a little brighter. I've talked to friends, swapped tales with neighbors, and dug into my own past. And what I've found is pure gold. Simple, real-life lessons that don't need a fancy degree to work. We're going to unpack some of that wisdom together, pulling from the messy, beautiful moments we've lived through, and I promise you'll walk away with ideas you can use today. Let's dive into a couple of gems I've picked up along the way. They're too good to keep to myself. One piece of wisdom that stuck with me is how much a little patience can change everything. I used to rush through life like it was a race, hurrying to get dinner on the table, snapping at traffic, or fretting over things I couldn't fix right away. But looking back, some of my best days came when I slowed down and let things unfold. After 60, that patience isn't just nice, it's a lifeline. It keeps your blood pressure from spiking when the grandkids spill juice on the rug or when the doctor's office puts you on hold for the third time. It's about breathing deep and saying, this'll sort itself out. My friend Ed, who's 73, showed me this in action. He'd get so worked up when his old car wouldn't start, cursing and kicking the tires like it'd help. One day he decided to just sit on the porch instead, sipping tea while he waited for his son to swing by with jumper cables. I didn't fix the car, he laughed, but I fixed my mood. It's not about giving up. It's about picking your battles. Today, when something's testing you, take a beat, sip your coffee, look out the window, and let it roll off. You'll feel lighter, and your heart will thank you for it. Another lesson I've learned the hard way is that asking for help isn't a weakness, it's a strength. I used to pride myself on doing it all, shoveling snow, hauling groceries, fixing that wobbly chair. But after 60, pushing too hard can leave you sore, or worse, and there's no medal for going it alone. Life's taught me that leaning on folks isn't giving up. It's building a team. Whether it's a neighbor grabbing your mail or a kid helping with the heavy lifting, it keeps you in the game longer. Take my cousin Marie, for instance. She's 68 and stubborn as a mule. She'd climb a ladder to clean gutters rather than ask anyone. Last winter, she slipped and twisted her ankle, and it hit her. I could have just called my nephew. Now she's the first to holler for help, and she's got more time to enjoy her garden instead of nursing aches. It's so simple. Next time you're staring down a chore, pick up the phone or wave someone over. You're not burdening anyone. You're giving them a chance to pitch in, and you'll feel stronger for it. There's so much more wisdom we've got to share from these lives we've lived, and I'm excited to keep digging into it with you. These little nuggets are just the start. They're about making every day a bit easier and a lot more joyful. One lesson that's hit me square in the face over the years is how much laughter can carry you through. I used to think tough times needed a stiff upper lip. Grit your teeth, power through, no messing around. But looking back, the moments that kept me sane were the ones where I found something to chuckle about, even when the chips were down. After 60, life still throws curveballs, aches, bills, or that darn TV remote that's always hiding. But a good laugh is like a reset button. It lifts your spirits, eases your worries, and keeps you from taking everything so seriously. My old pal Charlie, who's 70, showed me this without even trying. He'd had a rough spell, his roof leaked, his dog chewed his favorite slippers, and he could have moped for days. Instead, he called me up, laughing so hard he could barely talk, describing how he'd slipped in the mud chasing that pup. If I can't laugh at myself, he said, I'm in real trouble. That stuck with me. Next time you're frustrated, maybe the grandkids broke something or the store's out of your favorite bread, find the funny side. Crack a joke, call a friend who gets it, or just smile at the absurdity. You'll feel the weight lift, and it's better than any medicine. Now let's talk about something else I've learned from tripping over my own feet. Keeping things simple. I used to complicate everything, whether it was planning a big family dinner or fretting over every little decision, like which coat to wear in case it rained. But after 60, I've realized life's too short for extra knots. Simplifying doesn't mean giving up. It means focusing on what really matters and letting the rest slide. It's about enjoying the day instead of wrestling with it. And it's a lesson that saved me more headaches than I can count. Take my neighbor Grace. She's 67 and used to stress herself silly hosting perfect holiday meals. Every dish from scratch, table settings like a magazine. Last year she said, enough, and did a potluck instead. Everyone brought something, and she just made her famous pie. She told me, it was the best Christmas yet. I actually got to talk to people. It's so freeing. Today, pick one thing to unclutter. Maybe it's skipping a chore that can wait or saying no to a plan that's too much. Keep it easy, and you'll have more room for what lights you up. And here's another bit of wisdom that's grown on me. Staying curious. I used to think I'd seen it all, that my days of learning were behind me once the kids moved out and the job wound down. But life's taught me that asking questions and trying new things keeps you young at heart. After 60, it's not about big adventures. It's about little sparks, like figuring out how to use that smartphone camera or tasting a dish you've never had. It keeps your mind sharp and your days fresh, and it's more fun than you'd expect. My friend Doris, who's 74, is my hero for this. She'd never been big on gadgets, but last summer she decided to learn how to video call her grandkids. She fumbled at first, half the time. We'd see her ceiling, but she kept at it, giggling through the mess-ups. Now she's the family tech whiz, and she says, I feel like I've got a new lease on life. You don't need to master everything. Just pick something small to explore today. Maybe it's planting a new flower, asking a neighbor about their hobby, or flipping through a book you've skipped. That little spark will keep you glowing. We've got more stories and lessons to share, don't we? I love pulling these threads from our lives. They're like a roadmap to thriving, and I'm excited to keep going with you. All right, my friend, we're bringing it home together, and I'm so glad you're still along for the ride. We've already unearthed some real gems from our life's adventures, practicing patience, asking for help, laughing through the rough spots, keeping it simple, and staying curious. Now let's wrap this up with a few final pieces of wisdom that have carried me and others through the years after 60. This is like sitting by the fire, sharing the best of what we've learned, and I'm talking straight to you because you've earned every bit of this. Let's dive in and finish with a flourish. One lesson that's grown clearer with time is how much kindness to ourselves and others changes the game. I used to be hard on myself, beating myself up if I forgot a name or couldn't keep up like I did at 40. And I'd snap at folks too when I was tired or flustered. But life's shown me that a little gentleness goes a long way. After 60, we've weathered enough storms to deserve a break, and so have the people around us. Being kind doesn't fix everything, but it softens the edges, making the days feel warmer and the tough moments easier to bear. My friend Helen, who's 72, taught me this without even knowing it. She'd get so mad at herself for misplacing her keys, calling herself useless under her breath. One day, after a fender bender left her shaken, she decided to stop the self-criticism. Instead, she'd say, "You're doing fine, Helen." And she started smiling more at the cashier, too. "It's like I've got more room to breathe," she told me. It's so simple. Next time you slip up or feel rushed, give yourself a pat on the back instead of a scolding. Toss a kind word to someone else, too. A neighbor, a stranger. That softness will lift you up, and you'll feel it ripple out. Now let's talk about savoring the moment, something I wish I'd learned sooner. I used to rush through days, always planning the next thing, dinner while I was eating lunch, next week while it was still Monday. But after 60, I've realized the real magic is right here, in the little things we often miss. Life's taught me that pausing to enjoy a sunset, a good song, or the smell of fresh coffee keeps you grounded. It's not about grand plans. It's about tasting the sweetness in what's already yours, and it makes every day richer. Take my cousin Ralph, for example. He's 69 and used to barrel through life, barely looking up from his to-do list. Then after a health scare, he started sitting on his deck every evening, just watching the sky turn pink. I didn't know how much I was missing, he said, his voice softer than I'd ever heard. You don't need hours. Today, take 5 minutes. Feel the sun on your face, listen to the birds, or really taste that first bite of supper. It's like a gift you give yourself, and it'll keep your heart full. And here's the last bit of wisdom I've picked up along the way. Letting go of what's done. I used to carry old regrets like luggage, things I said, chances I didn't take, mistakes I replayed until they wore me out. But after 60, life's taught me that holding on to the past just weighs you down when you could be walking light. It's not about forgetting, it's about saying, that was then and I'm here now. Letting go frees you up to enjoy today, and it's one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. My neighbor Jim, who's 76, lived this out beautifully. He'd stew over a falling out with his brother from years back, letting it eat at him. One day he wrote a short letter, not to send, just to get it out, then tore it up and tossed it in the fire. I felt 20 pounds lighter, he grinned. You don't need a big ceremony. Tonight, think of one thing you've been hauling around. Picture setting it down. Maybe whisper, I'm done with you, and feel the space it leaves. You've got too much good ahead to carry yesterday's load. So there we are, my friend. You've got a whole bundle of wisdom now. Patience, help, laughter, simplicity, curiosity, kindness, savoring, and letting go, all pulled from the real, messy, wonderful lives we've lived. These aren't just stories. They're tools to make your days brighter, stronger, and more yours. I'd love to hear what sticks with you. Drop a comment about your own lessons or just say hi so I know you're out there. If this warms your heart, give that like button a tap and subscribe. I'm here to keep sharing the best of what we've learned. You've got so much wisdom in you, and it's lighting the way to some incredible moments. Here's to living well, right now, with all we've got.